All righty. Okay, so we're just waiting for a page. Okay, great. Looks like we are live here. I am with Renee Moritz, who is a certified level 2 Dove Oracle Priestess through Seven Sisters Mystery School. And I'm Marguerite Rigoglioso. Renee is currently a student in level 3, which means that she's come quite a ways in the last few years because you started level 1 back in, was it 2016, right? And then you did level 2, then took some time off. Now you're in level 3 with me. So one of the cool things about Renee is that she's not really your typical oracle person, right? You started out, you were kind of shy. You thought the last thing in the world you would be doing would be giving readings to other people or being on anything like Facebook Live. So why don't you tell me what it was like when you first started working with me? Because you first started working with me one-on-one. Where were you and how did you decide to get into the level 1 Priestess of the Dove Oracle training?
First of all, thank you for having me, Marguerite.
You're welcome.
When I first contacted you, I think it was more for my own personal growth. I was just a frazzled mess, trying to maneuver through life with a bunch of baggage. And I had a couple of mentoring sessions with you, and I had dreams and experiences that led me to believe that something else was going on internally, but I had no way to figure it out. So you helped me get rid of some of the layers and all that, and then you started your level 1 Priestess of the Dove, and I signed up. And I think the great thing about that is you can sign up at every level. I was a little bit intimidated at first because there's such a wide, just the experience of some of the women in there. They've been doing it for years. And I'm just right off the street. I'm still a manager at my retail job. I just got rid of the baggage of my mom dying when I was younger. And it started, and it just kind of grew from there. So.
Yeah, it really, really did. I know you and I both share that tender story of losing a mother at an early age, and then all the chaos that happens in the families around us and the remaining parents. And oh my gosh. So that was a really beautiful and sweet connection that we had. What made you have the courage to do the level 1?
I think there was a little bit of hope that I was here for more than just, maneuvering through this sea of misery, that there was a plan somewhere in there. And I had no idea where I was going to end up, but just hope that there was something more.
And, I remember, Renee, when we first started working together, you were having these dreams and these experiences about sensing beings and things like that, right? I mean, you were already having what we might call anomalous experiences. And so you knew there was something there for yourself, right?
Right. Yeah, I was all over the place. My husband and I we were doing ghost hunting. I was just trying to prove to myself that something else was out there. So I was all over the place. Yeah.
So when you started, when do you feel, okay, so you started level 1 and then you went into level 2. When did you feel like you really, but that at that time I was doing everything all together, right? It was like full 6 months, boom, like you didn't even have the 6-week program. Now I'm having the 6-week program. But when did you feel like you really kind of started to get your voice?
I think I was just quietly sitting in the corner, not really I didn't make any noise when we had the group calls. And then I started to trust what I was getting.
Yeah.
With your help, of course. I started to trust what I was getting. And I think what was amazing is how some little piece of information that I got fed into what everybody else was getting. And, it just seemed like I needed to speak because my part of the puzzle or my part of this story, it's being given to me from an outside source, and I'm just a conduit of the information. And, just to honor that gift, I think was important.
Yeah, absolutely. And in level 3, you're like, okay, so anybody who can watches our videos of level 3, our group Hive of 6 channeling, right? You're like all quiet, and then I'll say, so Renee, what are you seeing? And then it's like, boom. What does one of your gifts tend to be?
Claire, I don't know. It started off with just hearing words and messages, and then just went into movies. So,
yeah. Right, clairvoyance.
Uh-huh.
You'll be sitting there and you'll say, I'm seeing a council of, and that's what happened when we all did the activation of the global Oracle Priestess movement and the clearing of the witch trauma. And we were planning that, and you had seen this circle that we were all in. So we involved that vision as a part of it. So, okay, fantastic. So you're now in level 3. Now, in the midst, like in between levels 1 and 2 and kind of around everything, you were doing a different training. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, it actually, right at the end of level 1, I announced that I was going to be an animal communicator, and it was right at the end. So when level 2 hit, I was beginning my studies, and then now I'm actually an animal communicator. I'm out there. I have clients.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit. Do we just hear your dog?
Yeah, I have 6 of them, so I can't keep them far enough away from the computer.
How many dogs do you own?
6.
6, right? Because, okay, so this is really interesting because I was observing your oracle work and your animal communication work starting to weave together. And that was really beautiful. And you would be giving people these amazing readings and at like expos and things like that. So how many readings do you think you've given at this point on the animal front?
Oh my. Maybe a couple hundred by now.
Okay. And so how is it that you're able to communicate with animals? What happens here?
The process?
Yeah.
It's very much like I think what it is I'm in a class, and there's a group, well, I was in a class, but there's a group of women and there's a couple of men, but I think what I learned in your level 1 gave me the groundwork to see things that I'm seeing on a different level. Not any better, just different, and I'm proud of that fact. What it is like when you talk to an animal, sometimes, most of the time, you can easily get their favorite things, like their ball, their bed, their food. They like going for walks. They like when you come home. They love when you scratch them a certain way behind their ear. And then I trusted the other information I was getting as well. I'm able to see like maybe what the bigger picture is with a dying pet, or what people sometimes make mistakes with pets and their pets pass away, and I'm able to help them get beyond that, or see the bigger picture, or what their pet was here to teach them.
Wow. So what are the types of things that you find out about what pets were here? Well, yeah, what pets were here to teach I have several questions, so I'll just start with that. What are some of the interesting things you find out about about this relationship between the pet and the human, and what the pet was there to teach?
There's only love, and it's unconditional love, and they don't hold grudges. They don't judge, and they're very trusting. And I think that's the biggest lesson that I've learned is
yeah that they're here to teach unconditional love. And so have there been messages that have like struck people from their pets from the other side? Do you
one that comes just up right away for me is I had a client that her cat was getting towards the end of its life. like very close. And the cat had a message about a ceremony that it had wanted with candles and rose petals. And I hesitated because I didn't know the position of this woman. I didn't know how she was going to take what I was giving her. And I told her, and she sort of got quiet. And I was like, oh my God, I messed up. And she said, oh my God. She's like, that is exactly what I did for my father when he died about a year ago. So this cat had somehow honored, that for her.
Oh my gosh. That is really, really amazing. Okay. Great.
You have that sort of validation, it's hard to deny.
Yeah, absolutely. And what about pets that are living? Why do people come to you about their pet issues? What are the typical questions?
A lot of them just want to know if their pet's happy. Is there something else I can do? Am I paying enough attention? Does my dog want another dog? When pets are sick, they want to know like the direction of the treatment. I'll never say to euthanize a pet, but some pets, they are ready to go. They feel like they've done everything possible, but they hang on for you or their owner. They don't want. They know the devastation, the loss of them in your life is going to cause, and they try to hang on for as long as possible for you. And I think that's loving. That's beautiful.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
So what are some of the messages that you've received from pets? Is there anything funny or particularly interesting that owners have learned about their pets? Any story?
No two pets are alike. They're like people. They all have different personalities. I can't think of one that's super funny right now, but
Yeah, okay. No, that's all right. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Are you ready to do a reading on my cat Gwenny?
right now,
Yeah.
um, I'm super nervous, but I can try.
Okay. Let's try because I've been wanting to get my hands on you for a long time for this, and I think this would be perfect. Okay, so first of all, here's my dearly departed cat Gwenny. She's been gone since like 2009, and she was a gray tabby, with the M on her forehead. I always used to tell her, "You have an M on your forehead," because that's my initial. And so she lived until about 16, and she seemed to be having like thyroid and then kidney at the end. And she also went deaf at one point. And one of the horrible things that I had experienced was I came home once when I was living in Somerville.
For the first thing that I'm getting is guilt.
Yeah, I know. I know. I feel total guilt because especially this one time I came home because I knew that my downstairs neighbor, who was really a problem person, was going to have a party. I came home. The music was so loud that the walls were shaking, and I don't know how long that had been going on. And she was meowing. When I came in, she was meowing, and I had to call, him to lower the music, but I don't know how long. And then I always felt terribly guilty, like, did she go deaf because of that later?
How old was she?
Well, she was about 16 when she died, so this would have been many years earlier. She was maybe 8 when this happened.
I'm super nervous. I can't do this right now.
All right.
I can try. Hold on.
All right, let's just try. This is just pretend that you and I are just having a session.
I'm trying to get an essence of her personality, and one of the first things I'm getting is like very classy, very regal. She had a special way of walking, wasn't just a typical cat. She sort of paraded down a hallway or something. Maybe you would comment on her fanciness.
Yeah. That her tail is straight up in the air. I'd always comment on that.
Yes, like this little princess attitude, walk or goddess attitude, somewhere fitting, walking down a hallway.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep. And so I'm feeling so badly about that and that event and her deafness and maybe not paying enough attention when she was, living with me alone until I came to California. And then there were other people in the house. But, like, is she released of all that?
They don't hang on to anything like that. I can go into more depth later, but I'm just constantly getting images of her cuddling with you, you loving her. And I think that's, it's only love from them.
Yeah.
And you don't have to hold on to any, one bad day. That's.
Do you think that event damaged her ears?
No.
No. Okay. She kind of got over it. Oh, how did she endure it for like hours though with that loud music? It just seems like a nightmare to me. Was she able to shut it out somehow?
Every time I try to go a little deeper with a question, she says it doesn't matter.
Okay.
So I think part of that message is to just let it go. It wasn't a big a deal to her as it was to you.
Okay. Because I just kept thinking about that. I know she had a better time at the end of her life, and I had a partner and he loved her, and she felt really safe with him. And so that was great. All right. So
I'm sorry I'm just super nervous.
Yeah, no, you're doing great. I mean, that makes total sense to me. And I basically just had wanted to get that little confirmation that, and I know that you and I can probably go into it deeper when.
Yeah, it seems like you're only seeing that little piece of your relationship, and you're not really seeing how magnificent you were from her eyes, her point of view.
Okay.
There's a lot more to a relationship than just, one bad day.
Right. Right. She knows that I loved her. I used to come in and pick her up, and we'd put our noses together.
Beautiful.
And then she would lick one of my eyelids. That was her little ritual with me, so she was just really cute. Okay, so I'm going to tune in now because we're going to just see where else this conversation needs to go. So how is it that, over these last couple of years, you've really gained your voice? Because you were shy, you've tended to be particularly shy. What's been the momentum? What's helped you kind of break through that barrier?
When you are constantly tapping into this stream of energy from animals, the unconditional love that they offer us, the sacrifice, and they don't ask for anything in return. When you are constantly bumping up against that energy, it can't help but change you as an individual, as a human being. And, later on when you step away from it and you start to make different decisions in your life. And I think that animal communication has helped me evolve as a person. And, it's just, it's amazing.
So it's like they've been an ally to you, encouraging you, like the lion in the Wizard of Oz who needed courage. That's you, Renee. Okay. And so you went on safari.
I did.
And this was last year?
Yes, right at the end of around November.
Okay. And where exactly did you go?
We went to South Africa, Namibia, Botswana.
Uh-huh. I see that we have somebody on from, I believe, South Africa here. I know I don't even think oh, here's see all comments. All right. I'm going to just see all the comments. I think there was somebody that said they were from South Africa who just came on. Let me see if this person.
It was my favorite place in the world.
So, so South Africa. So tell me what it was like as an animal communicator to go on safari. What were you picking up on?
I wasn't sure what to expect. I was going with a group. Some of them were zoologists, and then you had a few animal communicators. So I wasn't sure what was going to happen when we were there. Were we going to talk to the animals? What would an animal in the wild say? And then we started to go on these outings every morning and evening. But you suddenly are surrounded by the beauty of a wild animal in their own environment, and you suddenly don't care. You just want to share this love experience back and forth, and seeing them with their babies, and hunting. It was sad, but it was just magical. The whole thing was magical.
And did you have a particular story that struck you, like an encounter?
I did. Somewhere in the middle, we were there for about 10 days, and somewhere in the middle, we had been out on a Jeep, and you heard something over the walkie-talkie that there might be some elephants. So our driver drove out and, to this one part of the desert, and he turned off the Jeep. And up until this point, animals had been just these little balls of energy, love. You'd see like a herd or a pack, and you've seen them a little bit as individuals. And so we get to the place, and we turn off the Jeep, and we're sitting there, and we decide to do a little meditation in the middle or before. And then we're sitting there quietly, no one's saying a word. And all of a sudden you start to hear this little crackling noise. And then it's getting louder and louder. And then just coming out from the bush is just elephant after elephant, big ones, small ones, the big types. They're just beautiful. But what I noticed about these elephants was they didn't seem like individuals. They seemed like to be just one big cloud of energy, like love, like everybody's baby was everybody's, like your baby was my baby. They just seemed like such a unit. It was beautiful.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's incredible. And did you have any like one-on-one? Did any animals come to you or anything like that? Or
On another outing, we were, I think there was 2 Jeeps, and we were maybe 3, maybe one was already there. There was again the walkie-talkie. Hyenas are over here, so we go over there, and there's 3 Jeeps, and there's probably about 10 hyenas of all sizes, kind of little babies and adults. And I was sitting at the edge of one of the Jeeps, and kind of an adolescent came over, and between everybody and all our 3 Jeeps, he walked over to me and was kind of like right, like, if it was a dog, I could have pet him, but you don't do that in Africa. So, and he's been my screensaver. But this is how close, I don't know if you can, that's how close I got to him.
oh my gosh.
Yeah, he was like
Hyenas are notoriously kind of fierce animals.
Yeah. And an interesting fact, now you teach a lot about the women and the rising of the feminine. Hyenas, the females are dominant did you know that?
I didn't really know that.
And the female I don't know the science behind it, but you can't tell them apart. A female can grow what looks like a penis.
Oh my God, I had heard something like that.
And if 2 females are born, one will take out the other within the first week, just because that dominance is in them. I mean, it's sad, but it's freaking crazy.
Yeah, they'll survive by any means necessary. Meanwhile, that little hyena is coming up and looking at you, going, "You're the one."
Yeah.
I mean, it seems to me like it picked up your ability to be on their frequency, and that you were the one they could see, in a way. Very cool. So what would you say to somebody who's considering getting a reading about their pet, either in person or, you know, a pet that's living or a pet that's died, and maybe they're hesitating, what would you say about that?
I got into animal communication, I think, because I had lost a dog that was very close to me, and I wanted desperately to believe that there was something else, even though I had seen the orbs, I'd taken pictures, I'd seen, strange things. I believed that there was something else out there. But when you can actually get the information validated, and someone that doesn't know your pet, comes and tells you, personal things like, the way your cat used to walk down a hallway, or special nicknames, or the way they like to be rubbed behind the ear, I think that's healing. So in a way, if you think you need a healing, or there's a part of you that just can't move forward, or there's regret about a decision, did I put my dog down too soon? Is that what he or she wanted? And you think you could benefit from it, then why not?
Yeah, absolutely. And how can people be in touch with you? First of all, what's the name of your business?
Shamanic Paw Prints.
Shamanic Paw Prints. Wow. Okay. And how can people be in touch with you?
I can post a link under this feed, or on your page or something, or just on Facebook, or go to www.shamanicpawprints.com.
Great. And you're offering some readings, some free readings, right?
Yeah, pick a number between 1 and 20, Marguerite.
Me? Oh gosh, I saw 17. I'm sorry.
17 it is then. I will give the first 17 people that contact me a free reading.
Wow.
But number 17 is going to be a little bit out there.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, perfect. Is there anything else you'd like to say to our Facebook people?
No, just if you're considering joining Marguerite's program, I highly, highly recommend it. I think the growth that I've personally experienced, invaluable.
Oh, thank you for that. Yeah, because we're still continuing to enroll level 1, although the live classes, there's only a couple of more weeks, but people can still enroll through July 31st. And that lets you take it, during all of August. So you could join in September for level 2 if you wanted to. So there's still enough time. So we've got, the whole summer. So we've had people continue to enroll in the level 1 course, and people in the class are having a very profound time together, a lot of awakening. And as I grow, the class grows, so every year it's kind of deeper and deeper and deeper.
You've kind of evolved too since I first met you.
I've evolved.
You have.
How do you see me having evolved?
There's teachers out there, I'm not saying any names, but there are just people that don't do their own personal work, and you're constantly just absorbing new information and, chewing it up and giving it to us in some kind of way. And you push us to grow and develop. And I think it's amazing.
Oh, good. Oh, well, thank you. Thanks, Renee. That's really nice to hear. I appreciate it. All right, everybody. And all of those of you who have been watching live and who will be watching this video in replay, we just warmly welcome you to contact us about the level 1 Oracle training. We will put the link, and also for Renee, for her 17 free readings, we will put the link where you can contact her as well. So we're going to say goodbye for now.
Bye-bye.
Meow. Bye.